Shut up and sit down.
I'm Alex of All Trades, and this is the PostView review for Power Rangers. So this movie was surprisingly good. It was very funny, we had some pretty good moments with interesting shots, some very lovable characters, tongue-in-cheek sponsorship, and a nice subtle message. But the plot wasn't as engaging as it should have been, with some setup that didn't make sense, with strange song and score choices, and some things cribbed from a recent TV show. We had 2 car crashes and 1 awesome bitch slap in the first act alone. The first car crash has very interesting cinematography, really interesting to watch. I loved Billy and Jason. They were so great. I loved Bill Hader as Alpha 5. I loved Elizabeth Banks as Rita Repulsa. Talk about wiping out the previous versions. Alpha 5 was always such a goober, and Bill Hader's version was too, but in a completely new and interesting way. The original Rita Repulsa was such a joke. Her costume was stupid, and her acting was one part Barbara Goodson as the voice and one part Machiko Soga, so it's not like it was cohesive. Banks was creepy and scary, which I've never seen her do before in any of her previous parts. The movie is also very self-aware. It pokes fun at its ideas and doesn't take itself too seriously. The frequent references to Krispy Kreme are an obvious revenue stream, but also an ironic joke. I feel like they made the Blue Ranger, Billy, different and the heart of the team to honor the original American Blue Ranger, who had a very tough time on the shows because he was bullied. This is a good way of handling meta issues because it was well done and promoted a message of tolerance and acceptance. I very much enjoyed this movie, but I got bored in the third act as the actual Power Rangering began. I'm not sure what about them finally morphing became boring to me, but the teenagers were at their most interesting before any of that. So often, we want the thing the movie touts in trailers, such as the robot kaiju battles of Pacific Rim, but this time around, I felt like the movie was doing so well with character development that the actual fighting paled by comparison. I wish they had had actually 11 months instead of days until Rita returned. Also, why did Rita come back when they did? How did they know she'd attack in 11 days? Not as many questions as Pacific Rim, but still questions. I also found it a little odd that for their training montage they used Hand Clap, a song about a man trying to convince a woman into sex that he'd be awesome at it. Don't get me wrong, I love that song, but it is not the right choice for a PG-13 training sequence. At times, the score was a lot like the Stranger Things song, which was weird considering Montgomery is in season 2. Unfortunately, between watching the movie and recording this, I watched Voltron Legendary Defender and noticed some strange similarities, such as Billy going backwards in his Zord. While it's true that there are a lot of general plot similarities between stories about a group of teenagers discovering giant animal-shaped robots and becoming fighters, that's a bit too close for such a minor moment. Now, for those spoilers. It's a good idea to bring the movie back around to the bitch slap, which is one of the moments that really catches the audience's attention, but the ending just isn't very good overall. It doesn't feel very triumphant, mostly because we don't see them merge. I also did not like the whole, oh no, Billy's dead! Now we can't get Bryan Cranston out of that wall! It felt very un-Power Rangers to me, just like the design of their suits and their Zords. I would definitely suggest this movie. It is fun, it is interesting, and it is well done considering what it is. That's why I give it a 7 out of 10. Power Rangers. A mixed bag, but mostly full of chocolate. Not shit. This was PostView Review, and if you enjoyed it, please give it a like, share, subscribe, click that bell, visit my blog at empatheticwriter.wordpress.com, and follow me on Patreon for exclusive content and a shout out on a video. Merch, 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 merch. Yeah! Check out my new shop at cafepress.com/AlexofAllTrades for all kinds of products with my face on them.